What's up, guys? I want to read you something real quick. It says, I always wear a smile because anything else would make me have to explain what you wouldn't understand anyway. This is my yearbook, my senior yearbook. And that quote, that was my quote. The quote I chose to have represent me at that point in time in my life. But it's true. You know, I was at a point in my life where I smiled, right? There was a lot going on with me personally. And it was easier for me just to wear a smile and to put on a happy face and be a likable, happy guy, as opposed to actually being honest with people and telling them what was going on with me. Because I had a lot of things. I had a lot of turmoil. I had a lot of demons. And today I want to talk a little bit more about dealing with demons, because I've had to deal with a lot of mine. I am continuously battling them, and you should be battling yours as well, because we've all got them. And if you don't deal with them, they could potentially ruin your life. You know, there are things that happen to us as we age, as we grow, as we live, that form who we are. Now, some of these things are good, right? We develop into the people that we are. Some of our strengths are from some of the biggest hardships we've overcome. Or, you know, the fact that we've lived certain ways and experienced different things. It all makes us unique. It makes us strong and amazing and beautiful in all sorts of different ways. But there are other things, the things that I consider demons. They're not the good things. They're the things that happen to us that form us in a negative way. And these are the things that are the hardest to get over. They're the things that affect us at a deep, deep level. And even if we know, you know, and logically, like, we can compartmentalize and we're smart enough to understand, like, okay, this happened, that's probably why I'm feeling like this or why I do certain things. A lot of times these demons manifest themselves in lots of different areas and aspects of our life. And if we aren't strong enough, if we're not brave enough to deal with them head on, they could potentially ruin your life. And honestly, it's not something that I want for myself, and I made a decision years ago that I was choosing happiness over anger, over the hostility, over some of my demons. And my hope is that maybe this video can help some of you. I've got an incredible resource that I found that, I'll get to that in a second. 3 years old is how old I was when I first went to a therapist. My mom found out that this one hospital in Philadelphia offered free counseling to children of separated and divorced parents. And, you know, she was super progressive and was like, you know, my kid is going to talk, and if you're offering it for free, we were poor, we were on welfare, but damn it, I was going to go into therapy. 3 years old, little old me is sitting there talking to a therapist. I picture myself a very mature 3-year-old having conversations about the emotional effects of my parents not being together and living in the same house. But I really don't, if I'm being honest, remember much about it. Fast forward about 10, 15 years, I stopped talking. I shut down. I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to talk to my mom. I was angry at that point because I had then been through a few stepfathers, and the stepfathers were emotionally abusive towards me. And my second stepfather, that was the one that really sort of took its toll on me, because that was when I lost my ability to stand up for myself, because I was so busy trying to not rock the boat, trying not to make anybody upset, because I just wanted a place to live, right? That was it. I wanted my friends. I didn't want to have to move schools again or move homes. And so I just shut up and I didn't talk. And for the longest time, I harbored incredible anxiety and anger and resentment towards my mother for putting me in that position. And you know, went off to college, and I was still pissed off. I was super, super pissed off and upset and having a tough time dealing with some stuff. So from like 18 to like 22, college, it was tough for me, man. It was very dark for me. I was I think a little bit depressed, to be honest. And I was experimenting with drugs. I was blacking out drunk a lot. I was, I think, self-medicating and just sort of doing things to try and numb the hurt that I was feeling and the abandonment, because at that point my mom left my second stepfather and I had a lot of anger, right? And I felt abandoned. And, you know, it was horrible. I was I was very sad at that point in my life. So I graduated from college, I moved to Atlanta, I meet a guy, we opened a nutrition store. My girlfriend from college, who I was dating for like 3 or 4 years, moved to Atlanta as well. And you know, something else I've never really actually talked about was she was dealing with depression the last year of college. And so she was really pretty bad, and she ended up finally going to the doctor and getting on medication. For a long time, I didn't know what was going on with her, and neither did she, and I was just trying to, like, you know, make sure that she was okay, and my own needs were never ultimately being met. And so I never got healthy or right in my own head. Back to the nutrition store. So I opened this nutrition store with this guy, and right away I started being taken advantage of, and you know, kind of treated poorly, and I couldn't stand up for myself. Like, once again, I was miserable. I was miserable at home because my then girlfriend, I wasn't really happy there. My job I wasn't happy with. My mom I was super angry with. And I just made the decision. I needed somebody to talk to. And so once again, I sought out a counselor and a therapist. And this time it was a good one. And that's the one thing I want to just let you know. You know, there are different counselors, different therapists that are out there. They're not all great, right? And they're not all right for you. And what might work for me might not work for you. It's okay. You've got to try different ones. But this counselor talked to me and helped me realize my value and my worth, and helped me find my voice again. And it was one of the best gifts I ever gave myself. And it honestly was me deciding that despite all this shitty stuff that's happening to me, despite all the crap that's happened in my childhood and all these things that I had to deal with, you know, despite all these things, it doesn't mean that I can't still be happy. And I deserve to be happy at the end of the day. And so do you. Mental health is something that is not talked about enough. And I think a lot of times we sweep it under the rug because it's not necessarily a comfortable topic. And I think as men specifically, we don't really discuss it because I think there's still a bit of a stigma around, you know, weakness and, you know, actually asking for help and us feeling like we should be able to handle our own shit. And I'm here to tell you that we are not equipped to handle a lot of the things and a lot of the demons that we have. It is okay to ask for help. It's not only okay, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the people that seek help, seek therapy to deal with their issues because they choose to be happy as opposed to a slave to the shit that's happened to them, they are so fucking strong, so brave. They're the ones that are going to succeed in this world and in this life. You deserve to be happy, period. And the thing that's so freaking me out is that I see everything that's happening, right? Like social media, I don't think it's helping in terms of us feeling good about ourselves. Seeing all these people like Kate Spade and Chester and Anthony Bourdain, all these people that were so amazingly talented, had so much money, had every resource at their fingertips and their disposal, they didn't do it. And I don't want that to happen to any one of you because I love you so much. I know that it's scary. I know that it's not comfortable. I know that it's hard to talk about it, but there are resources out there. And the one that I'm really excited to tell you about today is one called BetterHelp. I was watching the Phil DeFranco show a few weeks ago, and he mentioned BetterHelp, right? It's online counseling, therapists, where you get to, you know, actually have appointments and sessions with licensed therapists, and it's super affordable and it's convenient. And so I reached out to them. I said, I need to talk about this because mental illness and mental health and you feeling amazing about yourself is my #1 priority, and it is critical that you seek help if you need it. I signed up to BetterHelp last week, and I've got a counselor. His name is Wade. And I am so excited because I need it. And here's the thing, right? You can always benefit from talking to somebody and getting things off your chest, right? I don't want to talk to my wife about my wife. I don't want to talk to my mom about my wife. I don't want to talk to my friends about my mom. A therapist is like your cheerleader, right? They are a non-biased person that is able to give you valuable feedback. They don't know you. They don't know your history. They don't have to sit next to you at Christmas dinner. They don't have to tell you, oh, it's going to be, no. Their job is to help you get better, period. Guys, if you feel like you could benefit from talking to somebody and getting feedback, getting advice, and getting help, for anything. It's anything. It doesn't matter how little, how small, how minute you think it is. If you feel like it's affecting you and your happiness and moving forward in your life, guys, hit that link like now. It's down in the description. There's a questionnaire, you fill out the survey, and then they're gonna match you with a licensed therapist or counselor that's going to be best for you. Like, you get to pick if you want a man, if you want a woman, if you, like, if it's, like, whatever. Like, it's amazing. Another amazing thing about BetterHelp, it's like crazy affordable. I don't know how exactly they do it, but you get unlimited therapy. You get like a 30-minute like session per week with your counselor, but unlimited like messaging. And if they decide that you need more, you get more. And the cost, like, it's anywhere from like $35 to $80. Most plans are like $65 a week. It's billed monthly. But if you're somebody and money is definitely super tight, you can apply for like a financial aid discount to make it even more affordable. And so you can always apply to see if you qualify for that. But the other really beautiful thing about it, and the thing that makes me feel super comfortable with it, is that I don't have to sit there and talk to somebody like face to face. That's the most uncomfortable thing for me with therapy, is sitting there in a room with somebody and having them kind of like looking at, like, that's a little unnerving for me. But BetterHelp, it takes that away. You're on the phone, you're messaging, you've got unlimited messaging. That's the other really beautiful thing. It's like, it's amazing. It is fucking amazing, and it is going to do so much and so much good for people if you'll use it. But that's the thing, you got to use it, right? You've got to take that step, guys. If you're somebody, like I said, if you're struggling and you've got demons that you simply cannot deal with, that are preventing you from living a happy, healthy life, hit that link. If you don't want to use BetterHelp, cool, go get a regular counselor. The fact is this, you need to do something. Go to a therapist. They are a tool, they're a gift. They're something for you to utilize to help you be better and more awesome. Period. There's nothing wrong, there's nothing weak about going and seeking help. Because a lot of times, you know, you and I, we're amazing at a lot of things. I consider myself pretty awesome, but I am definitely not awesome with dealing with some of the things that have happened to me on my own. And it took going to see a therapist. I mean, I've gone to see a therapist, like, dude, just go, just do it. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Don't wait, don't go another day without taking care of yourself. Guys, find somebody to talk to, deal with your demons. You're amazing. I want you here forever, and subscribe to this channel for a super long time. But I just wanted to do this video and tell you about BetterHelp, tell you about some of the things that I've had to deal with, and let you know that you're not alone, right? It will get better, but you got to do something about it. You've got to take control. You know, just waiting and sitting there and like, I hope, don't hope, do. Gentlemen, I love you. Don't forget that.